Yo, what is up YouTube? It is Cycles, and today I am going to answer your questions that you have asked me in the comment section down below. And not just questions, I'm going to be answering comments. So I think this Q&A is going to be a two-parter. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to be answering your questions. So, excuse me if I pronounce or mispronounce some of your names, because some people just have some really weird names. So let's start with FTLS Fatty. He says, Cycles, how did you start YouTube and how did your family members react? Now, how I started YouTube is simple. So I started a YouTube channel before and it kind of failed because it was a fact channel, and what I would do is I would research from different types of sources to make sure I did not plagiarize everything, and then what I would do is I would rephrase everything into one thing, and then I would make a video. But that did not last because I did not have the time, and at that time I was going to college. And for my American viewers, college here is not university where you get your biggest degrees. College comes before university. So I was going college and I did not have enough time to do it, so that kind of flopped because of time. And then after that, the recent spark that gave me an idea to start a YouTube channel was pretty much the Goku Black arc, which came, and it was really exciting because we finally got out of the whole rehashing of the Frieza arc and the whole Resurrection F arc and the Goku vs Beerus arc or whatever. I forgot the name, I can't be bothered to remember it, but we got out of that and we got some new stuff, which was Goku Black, and I thought, wow, this was something to review. So new channels blew up, like say for example Anime Live Reactions. His channel blew the fuck up, right? And I started watching his stuff because compared to him, if you compare him to other YouTubers who do Dragon Ball, his stuff is more entertaining because he tries his best to make stuff entertaining. So I was one of his fans and he kind of inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, and I did. And one of my very first videos, I think my very first video was a Dragon Ball Super review of, I think the episode in which Goku Black first appeared when he was fighting Trunks. So you can go and look at that if you want, but I'm warning you, the audio is kind of shit because I was starting YouTube. I was kind of new to this whole mic recording thing because I got a good mic with good quality and I did not really know how to operate the mic, or at least adjust it properly so I can get good audio. So you are warned. You can still go and check out some of my old videos. Just because a video is old does not necessarily mean it has still lost its content. There are some funny videos out there that you can go check out if you want. Now let's get on to the next question. Now this comes from NWZYGG. Wow, okay. These names. So it says, Cycles, oh yeah, last question. It's not racist, but by chance, are you Nigerian or are you Indian? I am not Indian because I am black and close. I'm not Nigerian, but I am Ghanaian. So I was born in Ghana, and from a very young age I moved to another country, so I don't have any memories of Ghana. So you could pretty much, I don't know what to call myself because I'm Ghanaian by birth and I don't have any memory of the country. All memories I have is from Europe pretty much. So it's like I really don't know what to call myself. So yeah. Next question. It says, what is your favorite anime? I don't have favorites of anything pretty much. I have just a list of things I prefer to watch over others. So I would say I prefer to watch Naruto, I prefer to watch Dragon Ball Z, I prefer to watch The Legend of Korra, and say for example The Legend of Aang. Even though these two are not anime, I think it still does good as cartoons or whatever you want to call it. You can argue whatever you want. You are entitled to your own opinion, and I like these series over other series, like say for example all these dead anime that people watch these days. I can't really recall any because I don't watch a lot of anime, since a lot of them are dead. Like I would try and go on these websites like Crunchyroll and fucking Daisuke and all these legit websites just to try and watch anime, right? And then I would always be disappointed by any anime I try to watch, because I remember the first time when I was introduced to like the proper anime world, where I started to break out of my shell, watching the stereotypical big three, to just try and watch other anime out there which have different vibes, and I was really disappointed by a lot of them. I watched School Days, I watched Golden Time. You know, some of these anime are alright when it comes to story anyways. Not School Days, because that ending was really horrible. Even though I like the main character, he's a real nigga now. He knows how to get bitches and how to fuck them straight, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just only because I can relate to him in some kind of way. But yeah, a lot of anime just disappoint me. It's a lot of just fan service for 20 minutes, and it's like, give me your money, you know what I'm saying? Just throw your money at our product that we have here, which is trashy because all it has is boobs. It's like, the thing is, why would you be attracted by fictional boobs when you can just go outside, talk to a girl and just get the real thing? I mean, that's what I do. And yeah, it's like, why would you be attracted to that? Even though if it's fine because sex sells and all that kind of stuff. It's like, why would you be, you know, why would you look for the fictional stuff when you can get the real stuff outside, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, in terms of favorite anime, the ones I listed is probably the ones I would watch over, you know, a lot of all these anime out there, or at least I would watch over and over again because I don't get disappointed. Now let's get on to the next question, which comes from Efrain Pinto. It says, Cycles, do you plan on going to Japan? My answer to that is yes, and while I open my bottle to sip some water because my throat is getting dry, I will answer your question by saying yes, I do plan on going to Japan, or at least that is something that I will do in the future. Because here's the thing, right? When I watch anime, I get disappointed a lot because the story most of the time is trash, or it has been done before. It's just that it has been, you know, remade in different ways, or at least they have different textures to it. So let's say, for example, there would be an anime where we have the stereotypical character who's always bored and who is the prodigy, and then we would have the angry main character, and then we would have the character who's always the perfect. You see all these characters resurfacing in new anime, and it's like people are too lazy to come up with new characters and all that kind of stuff. So me being an actor and all, we are not just trained to act, we are also trained to write and all that kind of stuff. So I have a huge imagination, so I was thinking maybe I should, you know, make my own stuff and submit it and see where I go. And the thing is that when I was to go to Japan, if I was to go to Japan, I have, you know, really good comprehension skills when it comes to learning language, because I know three languages, maybe I think 4. Yeah, I know about 3 languages, and I would say 4 because I'm not really fluent at one, but you know, I'm really good at 3 languages, and I really pick up languages easy. So I'm not saying Japanese will be easy, but what I'm saying is that, you know, as time progresses, I will learn the language, and maybe I can become like a mangaka and, you know, bring out my story, which would be good, I think, in my opinion anyways, because I'm trying to be original, completely original. So there is your answer. Now let's go on to the next question, which is, Cycles, after how many years of filler do you think we will see Kawaki? Well, if you count everything, you know, in between the beginning of Boruto, the first scene where Boruto was fighting Kawaki, up until Boruto fighting Kawaki again, you know, where we see the real fights as filler, then I think that you will not enjoy Boruto as a series at all. The thing about Kawaki is that Kawaki is a separate person from Iwabe, because in one of the chapters for Boruto, we see Kawaki walking, I think in the Hidden Leaf, or at least he's walking somewhere, and he still has his own look. He still has the black hair with the blonde, you know, sides, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And people say it's Iwabe, but Iwabe does not have that. And you know, they all have a different skin tone as well as eyes. So you know, Iwabe is a different person to Kawaki. Now, how many years of filler? Well, as we can see, Boruto is only 8 years old, and the fact that he fights Kawaki when he is older, I think, you know, we are going to see Kawaki early on as a kid as well. But in terms of the fight, we are going to, you know, wait for quite a few years. It depends on how well the anime really does, because, you know, they're going to speed things up depending on its ratings, and you know, if people actually watch and support the show. So there you go, that is the answer to your question. Thank you, SSJ White Vegito 000. Now the next question comes from Honesty Bacon. He says, Cycles, do you think Boruto X Sumire or Boruto X Sarada? With these two characters, let me just analyze something real quick. We have the stereotypical dream girl who will do whatever you want, which is Sumire, and you know, we think Sumire is a copy of Hinata pretty much, and they are the stereotypical perfect dream girl who will do whatever you want and not exactly how you want them, and have no flaws whatsoever except from their shyness. And it's a stereotypical role in which, you know, shonen writers put some female characters because they believe it's cute and they like things that are cute and submissive, and you know, it is very attractive because a lot of people like this kind of stuff, these kind of people. And the thing about the pairing was that I have studied is that people choose girls based on, you know, their own preferences. And the thing is that since Hinata and, you know, Sumire are modeled after shy girls, you know, who are really kind as a person, people gravitate more towards kind people than people who, you know, are honest and give out, you know, harsh opinions, even though they are trying to be real and trying to help you in their own way. So I think that is what Sarada would be. Sarada would be the girl who has the attitude and, you know, would tell you her opinion regardless of how you feel or, you know, how it may hurt you, but she means it in the right way. So whether Sumire ends up with Boruto or Sarada ends up with Boruto, to be honest with you, I see the main character as my friend, and you know, I like to see people succeed. So if my best friend or my friend is succeeding, then I'm happy. It doesn't really matter because both girls really, you know, I'd say Sarada really likes Boruto because she shows him more affection in the novel, which I recommend you read the Boruto novel. And you know, we have Sumire, who we barely know anything of, so I can't really say anything for, or you know, we at least know that she has a good personality. So as long as she has Hinata's personality, then I don't really mind, because then that means that they both like Boruto. So yeah, it doesn't really matter as long as the main character gets who they want. I am very happy. Now let's get on to the next question. It comes from Mohammed, and now he says, which one do you like more, Boruto or Attack on Titan? Now, Boruto and Attack on Titan are two complete opposites when it comes to, you know, the content that they cover. So Attack on Titan is very dark, you know, and it gets darker as time progresses. If there is a season 4 will get even more darker than season 3. And we have Boruto, which, you know, is the opposite, because apparently Boruto is modeled to be light-hearted than Naruto, because Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, you know, got dark at certain times, especially Shippuden. So they are complete opposites, and I think Attack on Titan provides me with a lot of story, and I think Boruto is just new. So it's like we are only 7 episodes in, so you can't really compare it. At the same time, people want Boruto to be jumping around doing, you know, Sage Arts, Giant Rasengan in like what, 7 episodes. You know, it's all impatience really. But to be honest with you, I like, you know, Attack on Titan for the story, because it does, you know, really good storytelling. I think Hajime Isayama is the person in charge for Attack on Titan. Yeah, he does a lot of good storytelling, which, you know, we don't really get once in a while, and that is why pretty much his manga and his anime blew up. He deserves the recognition. So there you go. Boruto or Attack on Titan both serve a different purpose for me, and I don't really have favorites. I just have anime which I prefer to watch over others, and I prefer to watch Boruto and Attack on Titan over other trashy anime out there which just use fan service. Okay, now the next question comes from SB Unlimited One. He says, by the way, who is your favorite character from the Naruto series? I don't have a favorite character. I just prefer certain characters over others. Like I said, I would say Naruto is not a favorite character, even though I would like him to be. You know, he's a role model, someone to look up to. But if you look at Naruto's character, he is unrealistic, because there are certain ways he approaches things. He does not approach things like humans, like a human would, and you know, it's really unrealistic. I mean, say for example, this is the best example I can give you. Naruto's life has been ruined all by one guy, and that is Madara and Obito, right? Madara made the plans and Obito carried it out. So technically it is all Obito's fault. Obito was the one who caused Naruto's parents to die. Obito was the reason why Naruto became the Jinchuriki and faced a lot of hell in Konoha. And then we have Obito, who caused havoc not just in Naruto's life, but just in a lot of people's lives. And you know, he even destroyed cities with the Biju Dama when him and Madara were, you know, just fucking shit up basically. And the thing is that Naruto said that this is the coolest guy. Like, how can you say that? This nigga killed Neji. Like, this nigga broke you by killing Neji. And you know, if it wasn't for Hinata, Naruto would have, you know, been broken, I think, for life, because he has never experienced, you know, a comrade dying like that in front of him. You know, and you're telling me that after all the havoc that this guy has caused, this nigga is like the Osama bin Laden of the fucking universe, and you are telling me that this guy is the coolest guy? That don't make no fucking sense. Since when does a nigga see the killer of someone in his family and says, oh yeah nigga, you are the coolest guy? Like, nah bro, like that don't happen. That is not realistic. You don't smile and cry for the death of a person who fucking is responsible for killing millions of people in not just, you know, the shinobi world, but you know, we have all these villages banding together and they are trying to stop one person who's killing all of them. It's like you just shitted on all these other people who died for you to be at the stage where you are at, and that is unrealistic. But that is not just Naruto's character. There are other characters out there like Sakura, and even though her character is flawed, you know, she is one of the most realistic girls out there, because guess what, nice guys finished last, right? The nice guy was Naruto, and you know, the bad guy was Sasuke, and girls always go for the bad guy. So that is what Sakura pretty much did, and girls, you know, go for the bad guys. A lot of them go for the bad guys anyways these days. And if you look at Sakura's character, that is what she pretty much does. And if you look at Ino's character back in the days, that is what she used to do. And it's really realistic if you think about it. You can compare it because you can see this happening in real life, so that is really realistic. So yeah, who's your favorite character? I have none. Now let's go to the next question. It says, it's from Bacon Robot, and he says, who do you think Mitsuki is talking to, and do you think that he's plotting something shady? Well, first of all, who do I think he's talking to? There are a list of people who Mitsuki can be talking to, because there are only a list of people who he knows. He only knows Orochimaru, his brother, and he also, you know, knows all the people that he met in the class, which he obviously is not communicating to. But I'm guessing maybe he could be talking to Orochimaru and investigating the whole, you know, ideal with the snake or the new, right? And the only person, you know, we know who is associated with snakes and all that kind of stuff is Orochimaru, Kabuto, or maybe even Anko, because, you know, she was at one point a pupil of Orochimaru. But most likely, you know, it's gonna be Orochimaru or Mitsuki's brother, whose name is Log, for the people who did not know. So yeah, is he planning anything malicious? I don't think so, because if you see Mitsuki, he is a member of the three-man cell, meaning that he's still in Konoha, and you know, we are gonna find out who is behind the new and all that kind of stuff. So if it's Mitsuki, then he would have been kicked out, and since he is not kicked out, that means that he is not behind all the shady stuff that is going on. So, you know, it pretty much kind of proves that Mitsuki is very innocent in some kind of way. Maybe he might be after it, but whatever happens, Mitsuki is still gonna stay in the Leaf Village. So it doesn't matter if he's after it or not, he's still gonna stay in the Leaf Village, because we know the end result, and we know that he's gonna be the third person in Boruto and Sarada's team. Now the next question comes from Elijah the Sage, and he says, Cycles, Goku vs Superman, who's winning? That's like comparing a human to a god, okay? It's not gonna happen. Goku has limits and Superman has none, so it's like comparing God to a human. A human has limits and God does not. God can do whatever they want. They have the power of creation, and they can, you know, they can just create something that can destroy you, or they can just wish you dead and you are just dead. Superman is a unrealistic character, don't get me wrong, or at least don't understand it wrong. Goku is based on a character with a person with limits. That is a human thing. That is a realistic thing. And Superman is someone who does not have limits. That is unrealistic. And, you know, it's fictional, and that's what all these characters are. But sometimes I think it's more relatable. You know, you can relate more to a character who is, you know, has some kind of restraint to them, and is, you know, has some attachments to you as a human. And that is someone who has limits and is trying to break them, which is more inspiring compared to a character who does not have any limits. Pretty much there is no challenge for this character. And Superman just gets a power boost like every single day. Like, there are different variations of Superman, and each one of them can do something which is out of this world, which only gods should be able to do, right? So it's like comparing a human to God, which is unrealistic. And, you know, obviously God will win. Superman would win if they keep adding like thousands and ounces of power onto this guy. There is no way you can beat this guy, so the battle is just not fair. If Goku got the same treatment and, you know, was given unimaginable power, then I think the battle would be more fair. But at the same time, you're comparing someone like a human to God, and it is not fair. So I think Superman here would take, or at least wipe the floor with Goku. He would decimate Goku. Now the next question comes from Irvin Gomez, right? He says, my question for your Q&A is, what is your opinion on Obito as a character? I think Obito as a character is, was written, quite sloppy in a way, because he was misunderstood. First of all, people hate Obito because apparently he started an entire war because of a bitch. Now listen, I think people misunderstood this. From the way I understand it, right, Obito was in this world where he believed he could become anything he wanted, right? He believed he could become anything he wanted, and this dream was shattered once Rin died, because he started to realize that just because you dream something doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen, because we have people who dream and then we have people who do, and the people who do succeed over the people who dream. Or at least you need to have both, to achieve or accomplish something. And the thing is that Obito believed he could become or get whatever he wanted, as long as he tried to get it, and he realized that this is real life, nothing goes as you planned. And I think Rin's death was just a trigger for him to realize this, and people misunderstand it when Obito said because you let Rin die, or at least because Rin died, he was trying to say that it was a trigger point for him to realize that the world is cruel and he needs to do something about it. And that is why he took on Madara's plan and decided to wreak havoc and create this dream world for everyone. But at the same time, it's unrealistic, and you are giving people false hope, basically. I mean, why would you use the infinite Tsukiyomi to force people into a dream when you can just use the Koto Amatsukami? Why didn't he just go and find the Koto Amatsukami, which he could have used to cast Genjutsu on everyone, because Shizui could use it on the entire Uchiha kind of, supposedly. So it's like, why would it not be possible to cast it on the entire world? You know what I'm saying? If you do that, people will just follow as you wish without any complaints, and we would still have people living around and living their dreams and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, people would understand each other more if you use the Koto Amatsukami on them. So what do I think of Obito's character? I think Obito's character is a little bit more realistic, because sometimes when things get taken away from people, they believe that you don't deserve it as well, and that is how we have all these serial killers running around, because a lot of them believe that, and Obito was pretty much a serial killer. So if you were to compare Obito's character to certain people in real life, I'd say his character is a bit realistic, yes. Now let's get on to the next question. The next question says, hey Tackles, great video, man. Well, thank you very much, I appreciate your comment. And he says, I wonder, when do you think they will start animating the story for Naruto Gaiden? Do you think maybe it will be after the whole purple chakra new arc is over? Well, the thing is that the Academy arc, I think, yes, the new is the antagonist for the Academy arc. Wait, hold on, let me just sip some water very quick. So yes, we've got some indication that they will be animating something, or at least giving us some background image about Sarada and Sakura and Sasuke as a whole. Now Sasuke does not need to be there for us to learn something about him and Sarada's relationship as well as Sakura. But I think this could be an indication that they are trying to animate Gaiden, or at least they have done it. Now what people think is that every week what they do is they animate an episode and they post it over the week for us to watch. That's not how it works. They have already made episodes, like I think probably 20 episodes way beforehand, before they start airing the shows and stuff. So I think they have already done some of the Naruto Gaiden stuff, and they are just waiting to post it. So we got some small indications that I did it in my Things You Missed video. I really talked about this in my Things You Missed video, and if you really want the information, just check out my Things You Missed and you will see what I am talking about. This question says, wait, Cycles, do you have a GF? No, I don't have a girlfriend. The thing is that I have been there, done that, and basically, let me just tell you a quick story. Okay, so in college, and for those people, what I mean with college, right, is I mean college, not university, for my American viewers, because I think they call university college for some reason. I don't understand why you would call university college, but college times, I would you know, study for my courses. And you know, when I came out of college, or at least when it's break time and all that kind of stuff, what me and my friends would do is we would just take turns and just moving to girls left and right, and we would just try and get, you know, numbers and talk to these girls and trying to finish our way into their drawers and shit, you know what I'm saying, just trying to get this pussy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did in college, and it just became second nature to me to, you know, move to girls. And this question was asked on the review about, you know, Chocho, you know, giving Magiri some wrong advice. And well, yeah, she does give good advice, but as a person who is skilled in moving to girls, I am telling you, confessing your feelings straight away is a wrong move. Like, you don't do that. That is not how it works. You know what I'm saying? That is a rookie mistake, okay? That is a rookie mistake. You don't do that. How this relates to how if I have a girlfriend or not. The thing is that I'm a type of person that I easily get bored of certain things, right? So obviously you talk to girls, you get the number. Getting the number ain't shit. It's about, you know, getting in the bed, and you know what I'm saying, that's the end goal, depending on what you are looking for in a relationship anyways. But I have been there, done that, and you know, I'm bored. I'm just bored of just, you know, just moving to girls and shit. I'm more worried about my future, because now is the time where I need to worry about my future, because I'm an actor and I need to focus on getting myself in shows and all that kind of stuff, and it's really difficult. So I'm more worried about my future than having a girl, because you know, I already have the game and all the necessary requirements to get a girl anytime I want. Heck, I even got girls that I'm chatting to on my phone right now. I'm not trying to boast, but I'm just saying, just, you know, just telling you about myself. I can get a girl whenever I want. It's just that I'm more worried about my future now, because girls can come anytime. My future won't, unless I do something. So no, I don't have a girlfriend, because I don't have the time to, you know, even give my time to a girl, because I do this acting thing which takes up most of the days, and then I have work, my job to tend to, and then I have YouTube, which is another job. So pretty much acting takes about, say for example, 3 days of my timetable, and then we have my job which takes 2 days, and then we finally have the 2 days which I use to make and edit videos. And sometimes I might slip an extra few hours, and then sometimes in some of my videos you will see some spelling checks and all that kind of stuff. It is because sometimes I overwork myself and I'm tired when I'm trying to edit these videos. So sometimes I might spell 1 or 2 things wrong, or you know, I might mispronounce stuff, and that is pretty much me stressing out, you know, killing myself to produce these videos, which I really don't have to, but I still do because I like my subscribers. And you know, since they are subscribing and since you guys are commenting and really enjoying my content, it really keeps me motivated and going. And you know, so far I am close to 7,000 subscribers, which I'm really thankful for every single person who subscribes. So if you are watching this, I am really grateful that you are even, you know, 20 minutes into my Q&A session, or at least, you know, I'm just grateful that you subscribe and watch my content and continue to support me, because you know, not even my family believe I could do it, except my brother, who, you know, understands what I'm doing. So you know, the fact that you people are supporting me, and I have at least 6,000 people supporting me, shows that, you know, they are grateful for me, and I am grateful to have you too. So yeah, I really do respect my subscribers. Now, next question is, do you think Boruto is like Avatar: Legend of Korra? Not really, no. The shows are completely different, and they all have different elements. See what I did there? Elements. So yeah, Boruto, it's more about ninjas, than Avatar: The Legend of Korra is more about the Avatar and the whole reincarnation cycle thing. I mean, there are elements in there that we see, like we have the whole reincarnation cycle thing going on with Naruto and Sasuke, and then we have the fire, wind, and all that kind of stuff being used in Boruto and Naruto as a series. So you know, so far Legend of Korra, we've already seen everything in there, even though it is one of the biggest series which I enjoy, you know what I'm saying, on top of all the shows which I prefer to watch over others. Boruto only has 7 episodes out so far. As of this recording, there have only been 7 episodes out so far, and I can't really compare because Boruto is kind of new, so we have to see what is going on, and as the series progresses, then I can start to compare it to other shows. But as of now, I don't think that it is really fair to compare it to The Legend of Korra, because The Legend of Korra has a lot of brilliant writing in there. Now let's get on to the next question. It is Shadow Warrior 1032. Now he says, where did Naruto get his scars? Are you talking about his arm? Because that is not a scar, that is a full-blown injury. So where did he get it? He fought against Sasuke to you know, lose his dominant arm, which was his right arm. And his scars, are you talking about his whiskers? If then, that is something he was born with and it is part of his character design, but then Kishimoto decided to slip something in there, you know, by making his mom the Jinchuriki. So I think maybe that is the reason why he got the whiskers. So I hope I answered your question. The next one is, what about it being from another planet? So he's talking about the new does come from another dimension. It has been, you know, mentioned in some spoilers for the novel, the light novel Boruto novel 1. Just look it up, Boruto the Next Generation's novel 1. So yeah, it has been spoiled. The new is from another dimension, and it's, you know, apparently functions by replying to an order. Someone orders it to do something. So I think if you have negative emotions, you are pretty much ordering it to, you know, boost you or you raise your spirits, and it just gives you these negative emotions by, you know, boosting it even further and making you feel better, by making you think that all your problems are better off if all these people who are causing them are dead. So pretty much, yeah, it's kind of really late at night. It's like 3 AM in the morning. Actually, not at night. What am I saying? See, I'm really tired trying to do this Q&A, but I'm really staying up. I should be sleeping since I got work today, but I am really, you know, doing my best to answer all your questions. See, that is how much effort I put into these YouTube videos. Now, the next question. Dude, I love your videos. Why do you not have more subs? Because sometimes people might be, you know, on the fence of subscribing because of, it could be a lot of factors. One factor could be my accent, because I have a different accent to what people are used to. People are used to the American accent, and, you know, just hearing that, and sometimes people don't trust others who are foreign and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, maybe people might be deterred because of my accent, and, you know, maybe they don't even know me properly. So yeah, there are lots of factors out there. Sometimes they just don't like, you know, people who they are not used to. Pretty much that is all what I'm saying. And also another factor is exposure. I do not have enough exposure, and if people really want to help me with exposure, just share my videos. What you can do is share my videos. Liking my videos doesn't really help me in any way. Disliking my videos does not really help me in any way. It does not have anything to do with the YouTube algorithm. It just tells the content creator whether you like their video or not. That is all it really does. So if you really want to help me out, please just hit that share button, the most important share button. So yeah, that's your question answered. What is the outro song? The outro song is a remix of the Neji theme. So I already have it in the description, but since people don't read the description, they keep asking me what is the outro song, and this guy definitely checked the description, because I checked the song and he commented saying Cycles sent me here. So there you go. Thanks for the shout outs. Okay, so we have the next question, which is Seth Threadgill, right? It says, is Boruto going to have the mysterious eye power in just one eye, or will he have it in both eyes as well? Well, from what we've seen from his adult form at the start of episode 1, he still has it in one eye, so I think it will just stay in one eye, and I think maybe it will be more powerful than the Byakugan. From what it seems like, it looks like a Byakugan without the veins, but you know, it has the black sclera, which cannot be explained, and then it's like a Byakugan which glows, and people are saying it's the Tensei gun. So, you know, we are gonna have to see later, because there are thousands of theories out there. So yeah, we don't really know what this pretty much is. What we will find out later in the future, right? Because Boruto tries to activate his Byakugan when he's trying to fight Hanabi later on in the upcoming episodes. Now, the next question comes from Priscilla Gomez, right? He says, off topic, but who do you think will be strong in the future, Boruto or Sarada? Well, it depends really. The reason why Naruto and Sasuke are strong is because they are reincarnations. They were destined to become, you know, the super steroids of their generation. So who do you think will become stronger? Boruto is being trained by the one of the strongest ninjas, one of the 2 strongest ninjas in the entire world, which is Sasuke. So in terms of who is training who, it's all about who gets the better training. And so far, if Sasuke is training Boruto, and I don't know who Sarada is training with, but you know, there is this whole stereotypical thing where these shonen mangaka, you know, make the women useless, and you know, the women just become second class, and the males just, you know, become the dominant role. They get the dominant parts of, you know, power-ups and all whatnot, basically. And I think maybe Sarada, if we go by that route, then maybe Sarada will become inferior compared to Boruto. But she has the Sharingan, meaning that she has, you know, a lot of accuracy when it comes to her, you know, her power punch, whatever you call it. I think it's called I don't remember the name, but I can't be bothered to look it up because I'm really tired. Okay, so I think Boruto will become stronger than Sarada, seeming that he is the only one standing, you know, fighting against Kawaki while the entire village is destroyed. But then again, we don't really know what happened in the village. Maybe they evacuated it and they are hospitalizing people outside the village or something. We don't know what really happened, so we can only speculate, right? So I hope that answer is sufficient for you. Okay, now we have another question from the same person. He says, another question: would you want Boruto to go against the village in order to become powerful? Also, in my opinion, Boruto is going to be stronger, I think, since he will be trained by Sasuke as a powerful shinobi. Well, there you go. You really answered your own question, and you really got the question, you got the answer which I gave you, you know. And the question is, do you think he will go against the village to become stronger? Well, the thing is that Boruto is being trained by one of the strongest people in the entire world. So it's like, if you go out there, the only person you are going to find is someone who's weaker than you, unless they have some kind of power up to, you know, boost your power. In terms of skill, I think Sasuke will do as sufficient, even though in the novel Naruto was kind of annoyed that Sasuke was training Boruto, which people don't know. I'm gonna have like a things you missed for that, for the Boruto movie. I think, I'm just gonna include it individually in my things you missed. I don't know, but yeah, Naruto wanted to train Boruto himself, but since he does not have the time to do it, Sasuke did, and he kind of got a bit annoyed, but he understood that he was not in the situation to train Boruto since he is always a busy Hokage. And those are the questions for this Q&A. Now let's get on to the comments, but that will be done in a separate video because it's getting kind of late and I need to sleep because I've got a lot of things to do. Okay, if you've made it so far, just let me know in the comment section down below, and then I will know who the hardcore fans are. If you did not, then oh well, you will not even be listening to what I'm saying right now. But yeah, with that being said, just, you know, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. With that being said, I will upload the comments version a few days after this one, and, you know, do my regular reviews as I always do. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.